'Cause there's a movement in the air. There's a feeling in my heart that I can't share. And there's a teardrop running down my cheek, and I can't even speak when I think of you.
Hello and welcome to The Sound Live. My name is Matthew, and I am your host. With me today, I have Evelyn Holland. Evelyn is a singer-songwriter, and she is in a lot of different musical projects and has her own group called Keys of Solomon. It's working on a new release. How are you doing?
Good. Sorry I missed last week. I just got into a new relationship, and we kind of spent some time together. Yeah, I'm doing good.
Great. I'm glad to have you. And also with me today is Kyle Walz. Kyle is also a singer-songwriter and works on various different stuff, including performing around the greater St. Louis area. What are you doing right now, Kyle?
I started sitting in with a local blues band, which is kind of cool. The neighborhood here in St. Louis City, where our what we call the birth of St. Louis blues is Soulard, and we have a Mardi Gras. That's where that. You may have heard of that famous brewery that sends St. Louis sewer water around the planet, in the form of beer.
St. Louis sewer water.
That's our joke. Someone says Bud Light. It's like, St. Louis sewer water. Yeah, we got that back home.
Yeah.
But yeah, all that's
I'm not
in
a fan
that.
Personally, go on.
Oh yeah. Who is?
All right, Kyle's pick is next. It's Kyle's pick. Introduce us.
Here is a St. Louis classic rock band, and in the, I guess, mid-late 70s, there were two big bands out of St. Louis. So there's this one, Mama's Pride, and the singer of this band, he still performs regularly around the area and stuff. It's cool, to see somebody that, is kind of stuck with it, over time, and it's one of those guys. If you play around much, you always run into, one of those old people that are so grizzled and haggard and tell you all these stories. And you wonder, it's like, are they completely lying or is there a shred of truth? And it's fun to, encounter one of these kind of, living relics / legends, that they're kind of somewhere in that middle ground.
Cool. That's awesome, man. I'm looking forward to it.
And this one isn't necessarily like just straight blues. It's very much St. Louis style classic rock. And
no, that's cool. That's cool. We were talking about blues, and I was just seeing the screen. It's all blue. So I was like, it's called Blue Mist. So I'm hoping.
Hey, Kyle.
Yeah.
Or sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was gonna ask you, is it like kind of early heavy metal type classic rock, or is it like what would you describe?
I wouldn't say it's heavy metal. I would say it's kind of in that generic kind of realm of classic rock. I hate to say it's a touch progressive, but it's not. It's
okay.
It almost has a southern rock feel in some ways, but it's not. I mean, it sits in this middle ground.
Okay. Without further ado, musicians panel reacts to Mama's Pride, Blue Mist. Here we go.
Standing on a bus line, waiting for number 39. Take me home for the last time. Hoping for the morning rain to fall upon my face, so that it will erase the teardrops in my eyes. 'Cause of the blue mist in the air, there's a feeling in my another stormy weather. 'Cause when the weather got better and the sun came, you were gone. Now you couldn't help but make it, because you tried to fake it. But let a stranger come and take it all away. I can live without you, though I often think about you and wonder what had happened had you tried. And you can't live without me, I know this to be true, so I'm giving this song to you to hurt your pride. Yeah, yeah, 'cause there's a blues in the air, there's a feeling in my heart that I can't share. And there's a teardrop running down my cheek, and I can't even speak when I think of you. Whoa, there's a blues in the air, there's a feeling in my heart that I can't share. There's a teardrop running down my cheek, and I can't even speak when I think of you.
Cool, man. I was
MySpace
really
reference.
digging that. There was one. I'm gonna say the one thing I didn't like about it, and it's so tiny. It's fading out. It's just the lamest freaking thing. You just basically aren't writing an ending for your song because it's too long. Now, so the live version, I'm sure they probably go on that for like 10 minutes. I can only imagine.
That song is so fun to jam to.
Oh,
you know?
dude, I loved it. Okay, it had like almost like Chicago minus the horn section vibes to me. That's what it felt like. The way the vocals were put together, the chords, the bass line. I really liked the bass line because it was just, it was so mellow. Boom, 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 and then boom, 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 boom. It was that really cool little run where there was nothing, and then that little chromatic run. Boom, 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 boom. It's just perfect. I just loved it. It just had such a good. It wasn't blues at all, but it's still like, I don't know, it did have kind of a bluesy kind of thing. He was talking about crying and stuff, and it still had that kind of like almost like a, I don't know, rock soul kind of mixture vibe. I really liked it. That was cool. I could really, that'd be the kind of band that I'd be like trying to meet the person so I could play my saxophone with them live because they just sound awesome. What do you think, Eve?
It made me think of, you ever heard of the Outlaws?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Sure.
So like the harmonies were very Outlaws-esque. I mean, I love that band's, as far as like Southern rock goes, their harmonies are killer. And their harmonies were killer on this song too.
Totally.
And what was I gonna say? The keys, all the keyboard backing kind of reminded me of early Journey, like before Steve Perry entered the band. If you guys have ever heard in like early Journey, it was kind of that. I think that was kind of the vibe in that time. Just kind of, I don't know, like it was kind of atmospheric. It wasn't like a lead instrument or anything. And then there was like kind of a Doobie Brothers-esque, maybe disco vibe going on with the beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was groovy.
Well, Michael McDonald's from St. Louis, and he jammed with a lot of these guys too, back before Doobie
Yeah.
Brothers. Yeah, that's
Oh
cool.
man, I
Yeah.
love me some Michael McDonald. He's one of the few singers that I can do a half decent impression of.
That's funny. Yeah, as I was listening to this with headphones on, I was thinking a little bit of Sweet. The band Fox on the Run, that old song.
Ballroom Blitz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mainly with the synthesizer, because something about 75, 76, that synthesizer sound is just harkens so much memory and other stuff, other songs, because it seemed like they all used that same synth sound or whatever preset and whatever that was, like what
Yeah.
Old Prophets or whatever they were.
Right on.
Yeah, no, it definitely is very common in that era. I mean, I think even Pink Floyd used it a little bit during that, because 75, 74, that would have been Wish You Were Here, I guess.
Yeah.
This is like the perfect meet in the middle between music that I really love and like my dad would really love. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
It's like the perfect meet in the middle because I was listening to it and I was like, this is just on the progressive side of right up my dad's alley. Because I mean, he's not always into, but I mean, he liked some stuff like Yes, you know what I mean? He liked Chicago. He liked some of the early progressive stuff. He wasn't as much into Pink Floyd, and he liked Led Zeppelin. You know what I mean? So I mean, he liked a lot of the great bands. It's just sort of about the middle '80s, he started tuning everything out. Get past Michael Jackson and he's just not into it anymore. But but it was I liked it. It was a good groove. It sounded a little bit like an older studio recording, but I liked it. It was really well done and it was really tight and it was really fun. Even though it was like a sort of a sad song, it still had like somewhat of a partying vibe to it, and I think that's really cool to write a sad song but not have it depress people, have it people would have to dig deeper to find the pain. I like that. That's cool. And yet the whole thing was still in minor. I mean, gave it that feel. Like I was saying, I could riff on that on sax all day.
Yeah,
that would be a fun one.
Yeah, I played in a band and we covered that song. And that's the first time I heard it, even though I'm positive my brothers probably played it, or I heard it on the radio. But the first time I ever heard it was conscious, oh, this is a St. Louis band. Oh, this song's really cool, So, yeah.
Right on. So everybody make sure you mash that like button. Let's get some more people in here for the grand finale of today, Nightwish. You guys have any final comments before we do this?
I think I'm gonna show some Outlaws to you guys. I mean, you probably know Kyle, but that might be my next pick.
All right. I'll see you guys next time on The Sound. All right. We're sticking around here for the chat. So everybody do me a favor here. Do me a favor. If you're interested at all in music lessons, go to MatthewsMusicLessonStudio.com where you can sign up for music lessons with me online anywhere in the world. I can teach you voice, guitar, saxophone, ukulele. We can do all kinds of fun stuff. You get to record the lessons and keep them on your device. MatthewsMusicLessonStudio.com. Also, make sure you check me out on Patreon, patreon.com/MatthewsMusicLessonStudio. That's where you can get a bonus video every single week. That's right. Every week I put out a bonus video on Patreon. You can get access to all of these bonus videos for just $1 per month. That's it. It's cheap.